Let's talk about the NFF president now, Amaju Pinnick. There's been some talks out there that he wants to go for a third term. I mean, he's the first NFF president that have gone 2 terms, if I'm not mistaken. First tenure, second tenure, and he's, especially in the second tenure, he's, done some, a lot of good works, in terms of getting sponsorship, the Super Eagles, the branding, and everything. Now he wants to go for third term. I can tell you that 60% of Nigerian football lovers doesn't like Amaju Pinnick. A lot of people have, called for him to move, give way for other people to come up with their ideas and all that. Now he wants to go for third term. Do you think this is a good step, a good move for the man in person, Amaju Pinnick?
90% of Nigerians didn't like Goodluck Jonathan. 90% of Nigerians believe that Buhari will make the dollar 1 naira to $1. They believe that fuel will be sold for 10 naira. Majority has never been right. Majority said crucify him, give us Barnabas and crucify Jesus Christ. That was majority. Majority rule doesn't work where I come from. Objective rule is what work where I come from. And it doesn't matter who's there. First off, let's do, in my MBA class, we did something called substitution by elimination, where you bring out the very best and then you start pushing the best of the best forward, and then you eliminate anybody who comes behind. The election for the NFF president will be done by the NFF Congress. That's a Congress that have every representative from every state. So if you don't want Amaju to be the next president of the NFF, 2 things you have to do among your majority or 60% or whatever percentage you call it. First off, go to your state and tell your state FA chairman and whoever the representative that will be accredited to vote in the next election next year, May, June, or July, or October, whatever the vote is going to be carried out, to vote for the candidate that you like. If not, you will be here, they'll be dead chatting in WhatsApp group and social media, Amaju Pinnick would win the next election. One fact that is clear is Nigerian football does not draw down money from government like they used to. So there is no free money. Anybody that wants to come challenge Amaju must first of all guarantee that he can enter into boardrooms the way Amaju enter into boardroom. What you could sit here and say Amaju have succeeded in plotting a 21st century footballing coup on Nigerian football, but he's gone about it the right way. We've always complained and argued that we want autonomy. We want an NFF that is autonomous, that have its own money and spend its own money. The brand of the national team is so powerful, it can generate money. First 4 years, Amaju was battling Solomon Dalong and Giwa and all of the things that could go wrong. So he couldn't even walk into any boardroom. It was anywhere you hear that there's Amaju, somebody is going there to arrest him. There's EFCC, there's DSS, even his own house that he got before he came into NFF was sealed, no access in, and the rest of them, he was staying in a hotel, back and front. But he was able to midwife that era. And nobody was able to say, oh, we don't want this man for a second term. They got him a second term. In the second term, Solomon Dalong exited the scene. Sunday Dare came in. And that's many credit I give to Sunday Dare. With all the things that he does, he's not openly say, oh, I want to wreck this ship. So I respect him for that. For that, I will always appreciate Sunday Dare. Even though he may not be doing things in sync with the NFF, but he's running the ship on his lane and letting the NFF do their things on their own lane. And in all of that, Amaju has been able to do the things that nobody, not the late Air Commodore Emeka Omeruwa, not Mumini, Abdul Mumini, not what's it called, Oneya, or any of the previous one, Ikazabo or Obakbolo, just name anybody that have been there. Nobody's been able to do that. We've always had an NFF that prepares just for competition, go to competition, win under 17, try to win African Nations Cup, win the Women AFCON, and then you're done. But this is the first time you're having an NFF president that could walk into boardrooms, that could sit in boardroom and make things happen, broker deals that most of the previous NFF chairmen are just bloody bureau de change operators who goes to federal government to collect dollars and then travel, share extra codes. This is the first time you're having an NFF who runs a national team from a well-structured accounting system. Yeah, there are so many things that are wrong about Nigerian football. As a matter of fact, you cannot sit down and talk Nigerian football and then you will not hear people have their own opinion, their own side of the story. But you see, one of the things that I've carefully noticed, and I used to be in that category, one of the things that I've carefully noticed when people start talking about this Amaju thing is, I keep saying, okay, all of these accusations that you're saying, Amaju is eating money, Amaju is this, Amaju is that, Please, can you give me evidence? Once you ask for evidence, they disappear. That's one. Two, another thing that people accuse Amaju of, which is not one of the criteria to judge a leader, is he's too arrogant, he's too pompous. He likes to attend events with celebrities. That's the man. He's a showbiz person. Amaju have event that he does. He does worry again. Amaju have been in showbiz since his secondary school, Aussie college days to what's it called, to his University of Benin days. So you can't take that away from the man. No matter if you put me anywhere, sports will be part of the ingredients, the elements that I use to sell the business that I'm doing, because I've been in sports all my life. So you can't use that as criteria to judge him. That he likes to go to CAF, he likes to go to FIFA. Who is not ambitious? Wait, the kind of NFF leader that we want is somebody that is not ambitious. Is that the kind of person we want? And it is not me, no amount of journalistic analysis or permutations that we give can decide the NFF president. And that's one of the things we also do with general elections. We sit in WhatsApp group, we send long messages, we criticize people, we analyze, we say things. But at the end of the day, on election day, we don't go to vote. And then the people who vote are not in WhatsApp group. They are not. When they start bringing in their vote from the Kardashian states, and then our hope is that we go to social media and start bashing people. Who is the candidate? If I ask you now, think about sports, this sports structure, the sports fraternity. Name 3 people that you think are on the NFF.
That's really, I don't think he even has a credible challenger at the moment.
If 1 year to the election, or less than a year to the election, we don't have a credible challenger, why are we having this conversation in the first place? Why are we having this conversation that he cannot? The only reason Amaju will not get a third term is Amaju says he doesn't want to run. I'm stepping down. If Amaju comes out again, he will win. And not just that, he will win a 4th term if the law allows him to. That's just see, me, I'm not an idealistic person. I'm a realistic person. As Amaju got some flaws, like every other human being, he does. Sometimes he says things that I don't expect him to say. But then, is he excited? Is he passionate about Nigerian football? I don't think I know anybody who is more passionate about Nigerian football than this guy. Does he put everything on the line? Does he bend back the whole 9 yards, give everything to make sure that Nigerian football gets the kind of recognition and attention that Nigerian football gets? The answer is yes. Has he been able to achieve certain set goals that we hitherto thought were impossible in the Nigerian football space? The answer is yes again. This is the last 2 friendly qualifiers that we played. Players were paid immediately. This is the first time that is happening in like the entire history of the country, and without the federal government putting a dime into it. Like the federal government did not put a dime into that payment. This is the first time. If anybody knows anybody who's done that before, that maybe the NFF or NFE, let's go back to the previous one, NFE, from the Green Eagles days till now, even when they said the Naira was more than the dollar, that we were able to do all of this, then somebody should come back to me.
I think already they've been cleared too. The coaches have been cleared, the players have been cleared, and everything.
So where do we stand here? What do we really want? People talk about developmental projects, and that makes me, that's like the funniest conversation we've ever had. Do you know why European football has developed as they have? All the clubs have youth teams that develop young players through their youth system. Fifonde was not developed by English football. Neither is Ryan Stanley developed by English football. It's developed by Liverpool, by Man City. And the same thing for Jack Wilshere, to your World Cup. Southampton, Everton, all these clubs develop these young players to come together. If you're talking of developmental projects, don't bring Amaju to the conversation. Go to each of your states. Ask yourself, what are your state FAs doing with the funding that come to them? The clubs, we have over 108 clubs, professional and semi-professional clubs in Nigeria. Then if we add the amateurs, we have about 16,412 for the last count across the whole of Nigeria. What is the structure that they are putting in place? When Victor Osimhen was signed for 3.7 million euros and the money comes in, how much of that money went back into redeveloping another Victor Osimhen? Those are some of the questions we need to ask. That's got nothing to do with the NFF because those money didn't go to the NFF. So all of those questions we must ask. It's a difficult question to ask, but as media people, as journalists, those are the questions we'll ask. Players are being sold every day. Do you know that the grassroots clubs sell more players than the professional clubs? Yeah. So the question is those transfers, those money that comes in and out, how is it spent? Are they going into individual pocket. If they are, those are private business, you will say. Somebody will come and say, but these are private business, you can't question the money. The same way Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, are they not private business? Are they not developing football? Are they not developing the environment? Are they not creating football platform and facilities and infrastructure to grow the game into the future, into the next 100 years? Because they were bequeathed a system and a structure that they were able to invest into and make money from. So if they are earning from it, they should reinvest into it. That's just a simple thing. How come nobody's ever put up a bid to say, I want to buy the National Stadium Surulere? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Must we always depend on government? But government is funding railway lines, funding the airports, funding every industry. Can't somebody say, okay, look, federal government, take your hands away. It's easy to talk, but can people come together and say, we want to buy the National Stadium Surulere? And once we buy it, we want to set up a team in Surulere that will compete like the best of the teams in Africa. No, we don't have that. But if it is to talk in WhatsApp group, it's not about hating people. It's about being real. And I think that when it comes to the next election, unless Amaju doesn't want to run, let me tell you how the structure of Nigerian football is today, so you know. And Amaju exit from the NFF will not only change things in the NFF, it will change. Let's say Amaju leave and a Northerner wins the NFF position. Shehu Diko is out of LMC already. It's automatic. And Shehu Diko gets out of the LMC, all of these plans, all of these people that are trying to sign contracts, most of them will pull out. You will start the chain, the wheel of progress again from the beginning. Is that what Nigerians really want to experience right now? So when you think about that, think about the chain, the ripple effect. There is no such thing as anybody should come with ideas. There are no ideas. Nigeria does not need ideas. Nigeria needs somebody who can bring in money. And Amaju is doing that right now. The money will help you to buy ideas. It's a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm not saying that Amaju should be the president of the NFF forever, but my interest is not even in the national team. People think I don't really have interest in the national team because that one is settled. My interest is in the league. Because I've always said that if we fix our league very well, our league run well, and we create our own football culture, we will make more money. Because with the Super Eagles, what we do, Super Eagles is like somebody who have a bunch of luxury cars. Whether you drive them or you don't drive them, you will spend money on them. But with the league is like somebody who have a vast land of advanced technology farming. You can be able to grow your farm and produce the very best for Nigeria in terms of style of play, best coaches, best quality players, and then making more money, investing money from the league. That's what we should be looking at. If anybody want to have a conversation, that's the conversation. If people are saying they don't want Amaju, two things are responsible. One, those who can access him and extort money from him, because Amaju is not one person that you can blackmail into giving you anything. If you don't know Amaju, like I've known him for more than 30 years, so I can say that. You can't blackmail Amaju to give you anything. If he wants to give you, give you. If he doesn't want to give you, you can't blackmail him into doing that. He's a very intelligent person. That's one. Two, people who know that for as long as Amaju is there, they can't get all those bunch of accreditation to go to World Cup and African Nations Cup because Amaju no go send you. Okay? Worst case, you call him, he not pick your call. And he goes to the Nations Cup and come back. So they need somebody that they can bend and say, now we make you get into power, blackmail him, use through them. They will now blackmail federal government to be giving that person money. But Amaju is not that kind of guy because he cannot go and be begging for money from federal government. He's gone to get sponsors. Show me another person that can bring in as much sponsors as this guy has done. Sure, everybody was saying that MTN cannot sponsor Nigerian football because for as long as there is Glo. Is that not the conversation we were always having? That Glo will go to government and make sure it doesn't happen. Lazy people will always give you those excuses. Somebody just got MTN to be in bed with the Nigerian football. There's something going on. There's another major sponsorship that we announced in a couple of days' time. So if we look at all of that, that's what Nigerian football needs. I shouldn't be bothered about who is the NFF president. Do we bother about who is the president of English football or Spanish football or the Argentine football? No. We bother about the growth of the game and how the game is run. So that's my focus. Anything other than that, I don't care.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.